Hello teacups, what's brewing? We are currently on attempt 5 of me filming this intro because it's been a long day and I've either had too much or not quite enough coffee. I have another one here, so whichever one it is, we're going to find out. I was in meetings today from 8 AM until 3 PM pretty much solidly, so my brain is pretty much mush and I'm sure I've got exactly the right attitude I'll need to go into a react. I'm not sure when she uploaded this. It was the dessert and mac haul. Some point either last night or this morning. I'm just getting to it now. Makeup, I'll just tell you the lips for now, I think. It's a lip gloss by NYX, their butter gloss in the shade Apple Crisp. I know I don't usually do reds on the channel, so people usually ask. I do have a red lipstick on underneath, but I couldn't find my red liner, and so it was just looking a bit harsh. I couldn't even it out, and the gloss really helps with that. As I get a little bit older, my skin starts to show it, and when I get super harsh with the colours, it can not look its best. So a gloss really helps when I'm doing a hard lip. I used to be red or dead when it came to lipstick, and so it's nice to go back to the old favourites sometimes. Anyway, not the point of the video, excuse the ramble. Okay, let's get into the react. First sip and my gloss is all over my cup.
Hi guys. Not everyone is gonna get a hello because my throat is not good. My stupid, look at these things.
Oh, I know it's her hair, her face and her spit, but I really wish she wouldn't use her own spit to clean or otherwise smooth things down. She does it when she licks her palm and then pulls it across her face. There's no need, sweetheart. I'm also a little confused as to why this wasn't a pre-recorded video. I know, remember those, remember all the way back when, but a haul seems like prime pre-recorded video content. They're easy to do, and I realize the answer is probably just straight laziness. It's easier to turn on a camera and do it live than it is to sit and pre-record, but it wouldn't have involved that much editing, and she could have put her base and stuff on first, because when you're trying on makeup, if you trying it on and you've got no other makeup on, it's never going to look quite right. It's always going to look a little out of place, and so you don't really get a sense of what the makeup looks like on you properly, especially with like lipsticks and eyeshadows and things. So this would have been a really nice pre-recorded content thing. It could have been fast, it still could have been low effort, but it's not. So so this is where we are, but I am disappointed in more the sense of, oh god, when are we returning to pre-recorded, if ever? But I really feel this should have been.
I have some desserts I'm going to enjoy while I unbox things. So the first thing I have here, I know it's not healthy, but
I've got no other answer. I'm just going to sit here and do this.
This is Irish cream cheesecake. I started without you guys. Oh, I'm eating this.
I don't know either. It seems like a lot of sugar, and I don't know either. Also, she never just orders desserts, so I want to know what else she got.
It's soft.
Well, it's cheesecake. Were you expecting it to be hard? Why is the cat sitting on your dessert?
I have 3 desserts.
Okay. Question 1. I realise it's closed, but you just lifted that out from under your cat. That is not where we store food.
Baklava with honey.
Did she just say 3? Yeah, she said 3. Oh, what was it?
Louis.
Why do you need 3? And again, baklava comes from the Greek place, right? So there's no way she hasn't ordered Greek food as well. And I don't know what Greek place she goes to, but are the other desserts also from that place, or is she saying she's ordered from multiple places? I don't suppose it makes a difference in the long run other than just the sheer depth of, oh god, why? But needless to say, this isn't great for her, but given that her current benchmark is hard drugs, I suppose this is less harmful, more slowly harmful. What are you gonna do?
And last but not least,
She must be feeling so sick right now.
Hi, Cathy.
She's already not
You're 3
feeling
minutes
well.
late. Hi, Chrissy.
You're 3 minutes late. Oh my goodness, let me rush over because you never go live.
Yeah. And key lime pie. Whoa. My favorite.
Oh, she does not need any of these. She says she doesn't like sweets.
Yeah.
I mean, we know that's a lie. We've seen her enjoy sweets on many an occasion, but she really seems to be hitting them hard recently. I mean, is it a crossover? Like, you know how cross addiction is a thing, right? So is it just cross withdrawal in a way? I mean, I know she's actually been on drugs, so she's not really withdrawing, but she's gone back to the cannabis, the THC. So is this just a way of kind of filling the craving while she's not taking the other stuff, and so it's coming out in more sugar cravings because sugar gives you a more immediate hit? I don't know if there's any science backing that up, but I feel like maybe it's a connected thing.
I'm gonna use her.
Also, she looks like she slept in her makeup again. Like, I've got pretty, sorry, I was like, I never do it well with the freeze frames. I've got pretty low quality footage here because I always shrink it up to the top, so there's no need to have super high quality or anything, so it's a little difficult to see, but I feel like she's still got some sparkle on her eyes and I can see some mascara. So she's likely slept in, if it's that much sparkle, which isn't very much, probably a couple of days slept in makeup. Like, oh, I mean, would it kill her just, if not to present herself, but she's doing a beauty haul. Like, be clean, be hygienic. Wipe your mouth.
Alright. You want to see my Skechers?
I want you to wipe your lips.
They're just boring.
Why are you excited? Wipe your mouth. It's been
I hate lace
a
shoes.
solid, what, 30
So I'm
seconds?
gonna dust them to make sure that I'm gonna turn them into slip-ons.
Why?
I don't know. I don't even know how much they were. Maybe $100, maybe less.
What do you mean you're going to turn them into slip-ons? They're lace-up sneakers. Does that just mean you're going to take the laces out and not bother? I was about to say, why would you do that? Why would you pay for a brand name and then do that? But the question is because she doesn't want to do all the laces. So I don't know why I asked.
So they look like they're okay to walk in. Now I got some.
They're not designed to be slip-ons,
MAC.
so they're not going to support you if you take the laces out.
Now I realized, I think I ordered some shades that are not my color. So this is
Why?
the lip liner.
Actually, to be fair, it can be hard to tell when it's on a computer. So, but if she doesn't like the colours, like, just don't open them and return them for something else. Why do I ask why she's wasteful? Tell me. I fall into this trap every time because it's her.
Audrey, Vera.
That does look very brown, though. I will say she doesn't usually go for brown. She usually goes for red before brown.
4 minutes behind, Trista. So this MAC lip liner is called Half Red. Half Red.
Doesn't look half red.
Never mind.
Can't see anything.
Okay.
For all my bitching and moaning, it is nice to see her do some kind of beauty haul. Yeah?
Let's see. I'm trying these on as I go. Some people were like, don't get lip fillers, just get a lip liner. So that's what I'm doing. I don't know how to lip line my lips.
I mean, you don't know how, but you practice enough.
So it's like what, like a burnt red?
It might be with your camera, but I'd say it's coming up more brown.
So this lipstick I'm going to pair it with is called Verve. V-E-R-V-E. It looks really brown to me, so I'm not sure. Hi, Dax.
The whole thing looks quite brown.
Smith the G. Look how dark it is.
Yeah.
It's like a brown. I don't like it.
Nah, me neither. It seems to be going on very smoothly, though. I do like MAC's lipstick formula. Oh, God.
Too brown.
When she just showed... We'll see if she takes it away in a minute. But, you know, I always complain about a lip liner. It might actually just be the way she puts on the lipstick. Because her shape's always a bit weird when she's done with it. She just goes over a bit too much and it's never even. But I do think that colour is too brown for her. Now her lighting is a bit out. It is toning more yellow, but nah, I don't think so.
Hey? 90s girl?
I mean, you can still make use of it, but really dark browns can be quite difficult.
It's just like a brown, isn't it? Or is it like a red?
I would say brown.
It's too dark. I don't like it.
Can you lighten it up with a gloss? Use it as a mixer? I'd probably keep it as a mixer lipstick because you can't return it now.
I don't like it. It's too brown. Well,
okay, I would agree.
But
again, this is something I would say if she was fully made up and she was doing a look with it, maybe she could get away with it, but who knows? But when she's sitting there in her pajamas with her dirty hair and slipped in makeup, no, I don't think it's for her. Is that a used... That looks like a used tissue.
Spinster,
Brenna. It's already scrunched up.
Maybe it would look nice with like a different... My hair down in like a nice...
Yeah, maybe.
Black top with like nice eyeshadow.
If only you thought to do that before you turned the camera on.
You know? Alright, next one. Alright.
She's got it all over her face.
Oh, this is a... I think this is a spray. Fix It.
Fix Plus. Fix Plus is a fantastic setting spray. If you are looking for one, that's what I use. When I'm in Saudi and I'm like sweating down my face, it's perfect.
This is called Brick Through. Brick Through.
That looks quite nice on the outside.
It's orangey still.
Yeah.
Ah, shit. It looks... Yeah.
I like the look of that, but her camera is pulling very yellow. So without the rest of her makeup. But do you remember when she used to wear that pumpkin spice t-shirt and then she went a little bit more orangey in her makeup then? And it actually really worked well. So it's definitely something she could use. But if she plans it. I like that better than I like the brown.
So brick is orangey ones, right?
Well, that's what bricks look like.
None of them are my color.
God, her lips are crooked. Her lipstick is crooked, not her actual face.
Looks cute. I don't like orangey colors. Oh yeah, no, I forgot to check my email, sorry.
God, her fingers are filthy.
Alright, one more. So far I don't like any of the colors.
God, that's an expense if you don't like any of them. But, like I say, make up your face, you might be able to find a way for them to work.
This one. Another dark one.
Yeah.
Burning Love. Burning Love.
Darker lipsticks just get harder as you get older. And like the orangey one, if she tops it with a gloss with a different tone, she might be able to kind of change it a little bit enough that she'd enjoy it, but...
Send them to you? Can they be your color? Look at how dark this is. Oh, why did I... They look different online.
Oh, is that a liquid? I haven't tried their liquid formula.
Oh, God.
Oh, that looks very matte.
So dark.
No. I can tell just on her I wouldn't like that formula. I will say it seems to have a slight bit more red in it than the brown one, so I think it works with her better, but she needs a liner, she needs something to soften that up.
Wing liner and lashes?
That is too harsh for her. It's a problem with
black
matte
lips.
lips.
Right? Your lips are dry. It's like a wine color.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry, it's just hard to spread around.
It's a very drying formula. I think of all three, that colour could work for her the best, but she definitely need some kind of liner to kind of keep it straight. She'd need to moisturise her lips. She'd need to put a gloss on top of it. Like, you'd have to work a lot with it. Just a matte liquid lip is just not a good look for her.
First choice? Yeah.
It's just going to be too drying.
I think so, too.
But she could work the colour, you can tell.
Dark. You know?
Her doing that is making me think, if I got lipstick on my teeth. If I have apologies, I can barely see the screen because the sun's so cool.
Where's my fork?
How much trash must she have in the room right now that she can't find her fork? This is the point at which she could have ended the video. She would have been like, okay, I've tried them on, I don't like them. It's okay, the wine one might work. Done. Why is this
Thank
alive?
you.
It's because she didn't want to stop eating a cheesecake and she had the idea, I suppose.
It looks sick in my eyes. I'm stoned. They're red because I'm stoned.
Doesn't surprise me. Well, so she does say that she's taking THC. She's always stoned these days, and that explains the munchies as well, I suppose. But it's kind of nice that she's at least, I hate that this is the bar, that she's at least functional, like she's able to focus a bit on chat and talk a little, because the amount of times we've just seen her slurring and out of her brain has been quite alarming.
You're obese.
Never happened.
Well, honestly.
Did you see when she did that with her cake case there? Like, whatever pile she threw that on was pretty high up. How's that cleaning going?
I'm feeling a bit better. Compared to, which is weird because I wasn't just not long ago. Nothing better than water.
Well, apparently 3 cakes are better.
I didn't get the Torrid clothes yet. I just showed my shoes.
The Torrid clothes have been a minute. When did she order those? I feel like we've been hearing about them forever. How long does it take? The shoe she's going to ruin by taking out the laces.
I'm still waiting on the clothes. Stupid Torrid, I know. I don't know, okay, Dion. Shelby Smith. You liked the brown lipstick? The lips are creamy. Hi, Lila. Rachel.
See how sick she looks right now? She said a second ago that she'd been feeling better, and now she's finished the pie and she's like, because 3 pies worth of sugar have just hit her system and she's feeling a bit sick.
I'm okay.
Well, okay is an ambitious word.
I'm not in pain.
Yeah, those cakes are going to hit you soon.
Emotional pain. Yeah, I feel lost in thought.
Don't pretend for a second you do enough thinking to get lost in it.
Savage keyboard! Why do we do lives if you don't respond? Sorry.
You
no,
sound
I haven't
sorry.
visited my grandma in a while. She's not allowed to have only one person, my mom.
And at this point, considering where else she's been, thank goodness for it, because grandma should not be in receipt of the rest of the people she has been attached to currently.
Victoria. I look ripped. Yeah, my cheeks are red. My cheeks are always red when I have no foundation on. He's on the Danielle.
Her cheeks are actually usually redder than this. Is she using the filter here? Is that what's going on?
And
because she's not wearing other makeup except for the dregs and then the
I know,
lip she
Louis.
put on.
Thanks, Krista. Recipes recreated. Why am I so tired? I don't know. I think maybe being sick, you know?
You are tired for many reasons. You're tired because you've been physically abusive to your own body just recently and you've put it through a lot. You're tired because emotionally you're now going through the depression of realizing everything you've done. And you're tired because inertia breeds inertia. So the less you do, the less you feel capable of doing, the more you just want to sleep through it. And that relates to the depression. But you got a lot of options as to why you're tired right now. And none of them is because you're doing much with your life.
My doctor's in tomorrow. So.
But will you see her?
I don't know if I'm going to see my doctor tomorrow. She's going to call me. And then. What do I say?
You tell her the truth and you live with it? What else What else are you going to say? What's the point of talking to your doctor if you're going to lie about it? In which case, there's no point. She can't help you if she doesn't know what's going on. But I do find it interesting that she's worrying about this, because she's not worried about telling us. There's no consequence to that. But having to actually explain it to a professional who might be horrified, now she doesn't like this at all.
Like, seriously, like, what do I say? I did too much deep throating and my throat is sore. And I did, like, every drug under the sun you shouldn't do.
Yep.
All in, like, one day.
Yep. Or you tell her, the truth. But yes, you tell her all the stupid shit you did, and you let the professional try and come up with something that might help you. Because sometimes that's all you got. Sometimes if you want actual help that will help, that's all you got. But interestingly, when she was sitting here on the last live I reacted to, she was going, oh, I'm so bad, I'm so ashamed, guys. Look at her now. Look at her stance. Look at her tone. Look at her facial cues. Look how different the actual shame is from the pretend shame.
She'll be like, what? Pea soup farts.
Oof. Why have you even brought that up in chat? Chat, what are you doing? Why do you do this?
Oh. We'll see. We'll see what happens. You know.
Her face tells me she's not going to go. She doesn't want to talk to a doctor. I'm not sure that's going to make you feel better, but doesn't surprise me you're reaching for it.
I hate going to the doctor.
Have you considered living in such a way so that doctors' visits could be less frequent? Considered following their advice so you don't have to dread going when you go? Maybe, lengthening your time between so you don't have to have such frequent visits. There's a lot of things you could do to make the experience better on yourself.
Especially for shit like that.
Yeah, I imagine she has a lot of conversations with her doctor being like, I've done some stupid shit, and her doctor gives her advice, then she has to go back and be like, I didn't listen.
I'm gonna keep doing it. I do feel like maybe it's something I could get rid of, but I don't know.
I mean, potentially, but I don't think the Coke, the 3 cheesecakes, whatever other food you've eaten, and she's been on like a 3-day binge at this point. Guys, the light's about to go because it's about to pour again. It's been pouring for 4 days, but just be aware that's why the lighting is changing. She's been on a binge for like 3 or 4 days now of just a lot of crap, like to the point where she has been sitting there. I know she always heavy breathes, but like after Christmas dinner where you sit and you just go, oof. She's been at that stage pretty much constantly for the past however many days, plus the THC, plus the after effects of all the crap she did for that week. Like, it's a lot on her body. And yes, she could get rid of it, but her whole body is so run down right now. Even if she can get rid of the sore throat, the things that are paining her right now, she needs to see her doctor. She needs to have her tests run. She needs to see if she's got an STD. She needs to see if she's caught anything else from sharing drug pipes and other things. There's a lot of stuff that straight up, she just got to swallow the shame, go to a doctor. Her doctor has heard worse, but she's got to go to a doctor and be like, hey, these are the things that have gone down in the past week or so. I recognize they were stupid, but I need your help. Because it's the only conversation that's going to leave anywhere productive.
Your doctor's hot as fuck? Really? Mine's not really.
That's not really their purpose, so don't worry.
Well, I don't think so, but I'm just having PETA. Take care of myself. I have to.
I missed that on my first one. Did she just say take care of myself? I'm just having PETA take care of myself? Oh, or was that I'm just having PETA and then she read off the screen take care of myself? Because if she's about to think PETA is taking care of herself in conjunction with all this stuff, I got some words.
Been on a sweets kick, I know.
She really has been. That's why I think it's to do with maybe the crossover of just she's craving something, and in the absence of the thing she was having, because she didn't take it for that long, because she's not fully addicted to it, it's just maybe the craving is crossing over into her food because that's the drug she has to take, if that makes sense. I'm not sure, I could all just be talking out my ass about this, but to me that kind of makes sense psychologically. Like her brain interpreting the craving in just a different way.
So, I don't know what to say. I just wanted to show you my new lipsticks.
Okay,
And they are all ugly.
It would be a great time to stop the stream then, wouldn't it?
The right eye makeup? Yeah, maybe you're right, Victoria.
Yeah, I mean, do your whole face and then see how it looks. Because it's always going to look a bit much when we don't have the rest.
I'm a beezer?
Don't encourage her in the use of that word, thank you.
Yeah, you know this.
Don't encourage her to sweep it all under the umbrella of Beeson.
Why?
Major psychological problems?
I don't know.
Major psychological problems. Major issues in forming relationships and dealing with emotions. That you try to bury with food and other substances.
Joel Bennett.
If forced to guess.
When did I text who?
Did she text someone and I missed an update somewhere else? I haven't checked her community tab.
Joey's eating a Beyond Meat burger. He's gonna hear that.
So has she updated and gone to the emergency? Who knows? Alright, I am actually going to pause and check that because usually if she goes to emergency she'll let us know. Alright, there was nothing unless something's been deleted, which, you know, has happened a time or two.
I don't know what you're talking about, four squares. Wait, when did I say that?
I can't tell if she's being serious or being coy.
It's not that I'm more happy with a man. Shallow Whitfield. What's the origin of the word beeson? I don't know. It just happened. Like, started I think with you're being a bad boys. You're being a bad boys. Morphed into a whole bunch of things like just like you're beeson. You're being, you know, you're beeson.
Because it all used to apply to her cat. Which is an appropriate use of the word beeson, I think. You're like, you know, that's the level of behaviour. Okay, if you're going to use it. Not hard drugs. Not as a sweep away for every bad thing you've ever done.
I'm okay. Kristen.
Based on what
okay,
judge? You're okay based on what framework? Could I see a rubric?
Just chill. Chill out.
Hi. She did say she'd taken something.
Yeah. It does. If I take edibles, gives you munchies. I'm not myself.
Your recent self.
Any merch?
I'm surprised she doesn't have merch.
You can. Join the Beeson Club.
The Beeson Club would be awesome if she had memberships. There's a lot of stuff she could be doing with her channel that would take minimal effort that she doesn't do with her channel. It's not exactly surprising because we know how lazy she is, but memberships she could do very, very easily. And then she could put this behind a paywall and she'd get less shit for it.
Make some merch?
Yeah.
What can I do?
You've got... I don't particularly like her phrases, but she's got a ton of phrases she could use. She's got Beauty Bite. You know, she's got a ton of other things. She's got Beeson, whether you like it or whether you don't. You could put that on things. It's not hard.
Your husband designs, produces merch? Really, SVB?
You do anything with that information?
I have a lot to do. Tomorrow, okay. I need to figure out what I'm doing with the doctor.
Is there anything to figure out? She's going to call you tomorrow. Or have you made that appointment? Like, there's make the appointment or don't make the appointment. You know, those are the options.
I did cleaning, but not all of it.
I don't believe that. Based just on how full her surrounding area seems to be, flip that camera and show me.
And I keep ordering, so it keeps piling. I need to just go.
Yeah, okay then. Yes, alright.
I need to do my pillow. My body can't handle
anything. Oh. I didn't actually know she was going to say that. Sorry. Yeah, it really can't. Please be more careful with it. You've only got one and it's not enjoying its experience at the moment. What's the matter with her right now? Look at her face. She's considering something that she doesn't want to
I need to
consider.
get back on. I've eaten so much these past few days.
Well, there we go.
Ugh. It's okay to be heartbroken. It's not fun.
You're not heartbroken. You knew him a week. Or if you are heartbroken or think you're heartbroken, then you were way too invested. Like you did not have the relationship you think you had. Okay? I was assuming that she was emphasizing the relationship part just to troll us a little bit. Like, and I know she gets attached easily, but to sit here and be like, I'm heartbroken. No.
Hi, Sarah Jane. I'm sure I put some weight back on because I've been eating a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I could believe that.
I'll find a perfect of age male.
I'll tell you what, her torrid better not take much longer though. Because if she ordered them all in 3Xs and she's been eating like this for the last 4 days, the chance she had of any of it fitting is getting smaller and smaller as she keeps going.
Yeah. I hate taking, like, antibiotics. You know? Drink some cocoa.
How is that going to help anything? Like, the cocoa, not the antibiotics. Antibiotics aren't always that nice to take. They mess with your stomach, but she has so many problems anyway. I'd be more concerned with whatever her illness was than whatever the medicine was, you know? I think she just doesn't want... I mean, I'm sure she doesn't want to take the antibiotics, but I think she probably just doesn't want to have the conversation that would lead to her getting the antibiotics because she's trying to avoid the doctor.
I'm lethargic because I had edibles.
Mm-hmm.
And
a ton of food that doesn't agree with you.
No. Oh, my breathing?
And a ton of food that doesn't agree with you.
Well, I did just stuff my face full of cheesecake, so.
Yeah.
I'm full. Cat Queen, can I go to the hospital while I'm on edibles? Or will they know?
Well, yes, they'll know, because I'm sure they've seen intoxicated people before, but edibles are legal where you are. So if you've got a bigger problem and you happen to have taken edibles, does it matter that much? I mean, either you're ashamed of it or you're not ashamed of it, or you're just not ashamed of it online, which is a weird place to be. But then, actually, I didn't think of this, but to get to the hospital, she'd have to drive. She's not going to call an Uber, so yeah, that would be a terrible idea. But I don't understand why she's worried about the edibles of all things. Like, edibles are legal where she is.
Well, they'd be like, you're bad.
But you were so pleased when your chat said you were bad.
No, they're going to think I'm a friggin'...
You're a friggin' what? Addict? I mean, when you show up and have to explain all the stuff you did that wasn't legal, I'd imagine so, yes. But hey, if it's bad enough to be in the hospital, sometimes those are conversations you need to have. I don't think she needs to be in the hospital at the moment. I think if she's feeling significantly worse between the beginning of this stream and now, it's likely the enormous amount of food she just put away. Not even food, sugar she's just put away, which is going to hit her hard, fast, and unpleasantly. But has anything happened in the last day that hadn't happened the day before? Because all the consequences, if there was going to be any immediate, oh no, I'm in trouble, she should have gone a couple of days ago if she was going to do emergency room. Clearly, this is not currently an emergency. If she thinks she's got a UTI or she thinks she's got other things, talk to your doctor tomorrow. And if it suddenly gets worse, go to urgent care or some kind of emergency clinic. Don't waste the emergency room's time on this, because it's clearly not an emergency.
Don't worry about being judged.
I mean, to an extent, I kind of agree with that, because we're going to judge you a lot harder than they're going to judge you. They deal with this shit all the time. But like I said, if it's an emergency, whether you're going to be judged is not the top of your priority list. It's keeping yourself together. But this isn't an emergency, so.
It's not really an emergency.
Yeah, I wouldn't say so. Well?
I know, I don't know if I should go to my doctor or the hospital because
Because.
I tell you though.
You know, the only reason she's considering the hospital right now is because the conversation she would have to have with her doctor she doesn't want to have. Now, never mind that she'd have to have that conversation with the hospital and that they would pass that information along to her doctor, but as long as she doesn't have to say the words to her doctor, because the hospital staff go in and out. Yeah, she may not see that person again. So this is just avoidance. Let's waste an emergency room's time with my horseshit because I don't want to be an adult and have a conversation about the very adult things I've done.
Like, they have everything there, like, that you can just... But yeah, it's not really, like... It's like an emergency, right?
No, it's not. It's not an emergency because it's not any kind of emergency. This is a doctor's visit.
Urgent care is in the emergency. You have to go to the ER. It's all in the one thing.
Oh, I didn't actually know that. But, okay, so get an Uber. Do not drive there right now. But you get an Uber, and if you really, really can't handle... I'd rather she see someone than not see someone. So if she really can't handle the thought of having an adult conversation, go to the urgent care where you don't need to see the person again. Yeah? I'd rather she get treatment than not get treatment. But this doesn't seem like an urgent care situation unless her blood sugar is about to spike and she's about to pass out. Because she has been sitting here, sleeping and eating sugar for 3 days now. So any emergency factor, like when she thought she was ODing, yeah, that would have been a time for an emergency room. I think I've got a UTI and I need to talk to my doctor about getting tested for both the UTI and all the myriad of other things I could have caught over the last week. That's an adult conversation. Stop avoiding it and use the services that are there for you.
The only reason I usually go is because of all my health problems. So they just always suggest I go there because they can check your vitals and stuff. You know what I mean? And
why do you need your vitals checked right now? What are you hanging this emergency situation on? You're going to go to the emergency room and say, if the answer is I've got a UTI, doctor. If the answer is I can't breathe right now, emergency room. But given that her heavy breathing is her heavy breathing, that isn't the reason she's thinking of going. What is the reason you're going to give it emergency?
But I could also talk to my doctor tomorrow.
You could. Do they not have... Sorry, I've just thought of this. The NHS in the UK has a non-emergency line, so it doesn't clog up emergency situations. So you call them, you describe your symptoms, and they basically say, nah, I think you're going to be okay going to your doctor, or it doesn't seem like it's anything you can't wait on, like book an appointment with your doctor. Or they say, nah, that seems like it needs to be checked out. We'd recommend accessing emergency services. Do you not have the equivalent? I think the number in the UK is like 111, something like that. Sort of a check-in so you can speak to someone immediately, but you don't have to bog down the emergency services. Does Canada have an equivalent?
I'll have to take a taxi.
Oh yes, thank God. All right. I didn't hear this in my first react. All right, I'm going to give her full credit for that. Yes, if you go, I haven't seen the very end of this, but if she goes, please take a taxi. Please. Yeah, thank you. I mean, if you can stop and consider, you probably don't need it, you know?
Friend.
If you can think about it and not die, you probably don't need emergency services.
No, I'm not going into a diabetic coma. I'm not. I feel alright. I'm just tired.
Okay, well that's two different storylines then, isn't it? The suggestion that your diabetes might be acting up because of the pure sugar you've just inhaled and the sugar you've been eating over the last few days, because she's had a lot of those slurpy things, she's had chocolate truffle, she's had a lot of very simple carbs. And then when it might be the diabetes causing her to be lethargic, she brushes off, no, I'm fine. Well then why are you discussing going to the emergency room? Why are you wasting the resources your country has?
I think I don't know what to do either.
Why do... You don't know what to do. You just said you were feeling fine. If you clap, she'll still eat you.
You guys are freaking me out. What's going on?
So I don't know what her chat was saying to her at that point, but I guess from her response that they were suggesting things that could be wrong with her. And I don't understand this conversation. I don't understand it. You shouldn't be listening to internet chat as over whether it's a good idea to go to the emergency room or not. Look at your symptoms. Look at how long you have to wait to talk to your doctor, which at this point is probably less than 24 hours. And just decide, are my symptoms getting worse because I've lived with them for 3 days? Are my symptoms getting worse? Do I need emergency treatment here? I don't think the answer is yes in this case. I think this is a doctor's call. But she's going if and should I, and just the chat is trying to convince her, I think, or the talk in the chat is beginning to convince her. And if you have to think about it this hard, stop being so wasteful.
No, my face is always red. I swear. No, I don't feel sick. You guys aren't listening to me.
I'm just telling you, I might go to the emergency room because my throat is sore and I've got trouble breathing and all of this. You guys aren't listening to me. I'm not sick. What?
I'm saying.
You're saying what?
I'm tired.
No, you're not. You were saying you were thinking of going to the emergency room. I do not blame people coming into your chat assuming that therefore you were feeling sick.
You know, with some pineapple edibles, hamburger eyes. See?
No, we weren't confused. We get that you're high.
If I call my doctor tomorrow, then what? Then I have to make another appointment to see her in person.
Yes, that's how that goes.
Unless I can see her tomorrow.
How about you have the sodding call and then see where you are? But yes, chances are, given the amount of tests you need to have, yeah, you're going to have to see her. Is that less convenient than going to the emergency room?
What?
Waiting for hours, wasting people's time and yours?
Put on her jammies.
She's in her pajamas. She's always in her pajamas. Even when she's in her own clothes, she sleeps in them like pajamas. Put on your jammies.
That's the thing, like, can the doctor's office, like, run everything there, you know? Like if I need certain...
You know a way to find that out? Talk to your doctor. Talk to your doctor.
I don't have a fever. My throat.
Why are you playing guess the symptom with your chat? God. And I just calm myself down. Please have the conversation. It's a phone call. We're not asking you to move yet. This is a preemptive, I don't want to do a thing, so I'm not even going to talk about it. Like, you do realise that if you miss your appointment tomorrow, you're still going to have to do this because there's a chance you still might have an STD or compromised everything. Now, you've waited enough days that, I mean, it is what it is at this point, but this is adulting. Congratulations.
Yeah, true, Krista. Usually that's the thing. I got one go and then I just have to go to the ER anyways because of, like, my health problems.
Well, suck it up, buttercup. Here we
I can't
are.
swallow it right now.
If you were so concerned about your health problems and the after effects and the tests you might need to have, maybe don't spend a week doing hard drugs and sucking down sugar. It is what it is. You did the thing. These are called consequences. These are called consequences. I know you don't have much experience with them, but you have to do the thing.
I think I have a UTI or something.
Or something. Maybe you should get it checked.
And that's just from just like sometimes, oh man, I knew this would happen. I knew the minute, no matter who I'm with, like, if I don't get up right away after intimacy and use the washroom, then I pay for it. And I was...
There is a conversation to be had about hygiene there. And all I've got, and I hate this thought, I've got this image of her sitting there coming back and saying, do you remember, like, I'm not going to shower because I want to smell like him? So just sitting there in all her glory, unclean. Like, I don't like where my brain has gone, but now I'm there, you have to be there too. Like, there's a certain level of hygiene that could be maintained there that clearly has not been.
Like, falling asleep. Like, I was dozing off and I was like, I'm going to pay for this tomorrow. And sure enough. Yeah, and then my throat is like swollen. And yeah, usually
Please don't
usually
pick your
when I
ear.
go there and I have like labor breathing, I don't know, I feel like I can breathe fine.
You don't sound like you can breathe fine.
And my body doesn't react well to, this happened before, like especially the throat thing.
If only you'd learned something. I love how at this point she's saying, oh, well, this is just like before. Well, you've done quite a few things in the last week that you're claiming you haven't done in 10 years. So maybe consider that the same actions under a different set of circumstances might lead to different results. So maybe get it checked, because what you think you know, you might not know. It could be something masquerading as something else that needs to be addressed. And even if it is what you think it is, it still needs to be addressed. So you know who would be a really great person to talk to? Take a guess, everybody. Oh, her professional doctors.
April, can you just not say moronic things, please?
Welcome to the community, April. I missed you guys. Can you just not say moronic things? I don't actually know what April said. I don't know what she was responding to. But I don't necessarily think Foodie should be calling her audience moronic either, given that she is sitting there asking for health advice from the internet. Like, what response she gets. And I should actually go back and see if I can find that comment, because I'm wondering now what it might have been.
Chicken parm. By the way, I ate the leftovers. It was cold.
That sounds gross. Cold chicken parm. So she's had chicken parm at some point very recently as well. God, the amount of food she seems to have consumed over the last day or two is excessive even by her standards.
No, I don't. Even whenever I have trouble breathing and I go to the hospital, my oxygen saturation is always really good. It's like 97.
Okay, so
I'm
we
not
should
gonna
just
check my
ignore
blood
it then.
sugar. Like, why would I do that right now? Oh my god. Alright, fine. After just eating sugar, my blood sugar is going to be high.
Does anyone else want to laugh slightly that she's placed her blood sugar meter next to and around the wreckage of all the takeout she's been eating? Because that struck me as funny, but not necessarily in a ha-ha way. What's the point in wasting your testers? I mean, you're not testing yourself regularly, which is what you should be doing.
Out. I have sugar all over my fingers.
You've got sugar running through your blood at this point.
Guys are beezers. You're beezers.
No, they're not. They're like, hey, check your blood sugar, because you could be dying. Like, hey, you seem to have ingested a lot of sugar and now you're feeling sick and you're pretty lethargic. Could we maybe just check that out? Thank you.
You are. You heard me.
Not that I think she should be doing this on stream, but I don't think the question of blood sugar is an odd one to ask.
Yay, who wants to know what my blood sugar is? What horror movie should I watch?
The fact that the answer isn't you is a little bit scary. Like, yeah, why not keep track of it, considering you're on a Ozempic and you're meant to be keeping track of it anyway. But yeah, why not?
Okay. That sounds like a good idea.
I do wish you wouldn't do this on stream though.
Still super early, isn't it, right now? I need to get back on track with my walks too.
Your walks, as positive as they were, because I was really happy to see them on her, were about 10 minutes of your life. They were placed between a Starbucks run and a fast food meal, and they will not be able to compensate for the amount of stuff you're intaking right now. Not even counting all the drugs, but like just food. The amount of sugar you're on right now, what do you think a 10-minute walk is going to do? Now, I would still like her to do it, but I don't necessarily think it's the change she should prioritize right now, given all the other things she could do that would also help.
I feel so stupid going to a hospital though and being like, I did this and this and this and this when I was gone.
I don't think it's a bad thing to embrace that feeling right now. Generally, that kind of reflection is what you're supposed to learn from. But do I think it's worth doing that 3 days, 4 days, however far she is after the event, no, I don't think so. I think it's worth talking to your doctor, and if she says, nah, fam, go to the ER, then follow her advice. She's a professional, she's got a better sense of this. But at some point, if you want to get tested, and I know want is quite a loose word here, but if you need to know those results, which you do, that's a conversation you're going to have somewhere with someone. So better your doctor.
I mean, after these workers are run off their feet, you
Yeah.
have someone come in for something stupid like that.
Yeah, I mean,
You
it
know?
is what it is, isn't it? If only you'd thought like this before. Maybe, oh, there are consequences to these actions I should think before I do the action. Maybe I could avoid this altogether.
14.9. That's really high. Well, yeah, but it's not coma level.
Is that the bar? It's okay, I'm not in a coma. Is that the bar we're setting? I'm just checking.
And also, if you're sick, your blood sugars will be elevated.
I didn't actually know that. Is that true? Okay, good to know.
That's the thing. If you go to the ER, they take your blood sugar.
Okay, so why would that
Right.
stop you?
I cannot stand this.
Okay, but you're gonna have to. That's the thing. Regardless of whether you want to deal with this or not, you're going to have to deal with it, because again, that's the thing about consequence. You did a thing and now you've got to do other things because you did the thing. It is an experience you could potentially learn from, but if you avoid all consequences, then clearly you won't. But it doesn't change the fact you have to do it. But hey, you could not be selfish with the finite resources your country has, and you could do a slight bit of planning and a slight bit of consideration for all the people who are going to have to interact with you during this, and you could just have a goddamn phone call with your doctor. But that doesn't seem to be the place you're at right now.
Okay, no more cheesecakes.
It's a bit late, wouldn't you say? You're 3 cheesecakes in.
The normal blood sugar is like 5.
Yeah. But nothing to be
5.
concerned about. You know, it's just syrup for blood.
I don't know how much it was before I ate.
Yeah, because she doesn't keep track of these things. I know she does this a lot, which is why she's not concerned about it at all. And I know that she's done edibles, which is, like she said, it makes her lethargic. But this is such a dangerous place for her to be in, because if she is having like a sugar event with her blood sugar, no one would know. She's got so many other things, no one would know. I can remember being a kid and my grandfather taking me to the fridge and saying, like, these are my medicines. This is how you check my blood sugar. If you ever find me on the floor and you can't wake me up, you need to check it like this. And I have 2 things. Because the thing is, his blood sugar could have been high or could have been low. And so if I give him the wrong thing and it's high, like, it will just get higher and that's going to make it worse. But I remember having that conversation with my grandfather just in case. Because when we were little kids, my sister had to he had these emergency cords around his flat before he moved in with my mum. And those would connect to like a warden guy to help him. It wasn't sheltered housing, but it was apartments designed for the elderly. So there was someone living in one of the apartments who they had access to if they felt they needed help. And I remember having that conversation with my granddad after he moved into my mum's house. So he would just like, look, don't worry too much, but just so you know, these are here. So you need to check where I am so you know which one to give me. And obviously I'd call for help and whatever. So if her blood sugar gets too high, which she would have no real sense of because she's always in such an uncomfortable position, and she's taking edibles so she doesn't know which symptom matches which problem, the danger she's in. Because if Pete comes down and finds her asleep on the couch, yeah, he's not going to know she's not asleep on the couch. He may not go down for hours because he works in his room. I know we have a conversation about the choices she makes, and she's made some worse ones than this recently, but still, underlying all the extra stuff she's been doing recently is this general lack of care. This assumption that, yes, it's serious, I know, but it will never happen to me.
I think I'm just sick.
Bend your elbow. Why not? Now our hands are going to go all over the apartment.
Please. It's not dangerously high, yeah.
How would... Is the person in the chat an expert? Yeah. I don't actually know what dangerously high is, and I'll admit that. But it doesn't seem particularly low. It seems to be, twice what the rate should be? How do you know what's dangerous for her? It doesn't seem good for her.
Katya?
Might be worth not eating 3 cakes.
Yeah, it does. Sorta. They're gonna give me if I go to the ER, they're gonna give me a COVID test. I tried it.
So? That's a good thing. You are sick. What? If I go, they're gonna test me to make sure I'm not seriously ill. Okay, yeah, that's a thing. I still don't think you should go, but that's a thing.
I don't know what to say. I'm just reading comments like.
There's so much dead space in this live. I'm going to spend so long editing this down. I hate this so much. Give me a pre-recorded video.
I'm either going to go later or I'm probably going to call my doctor tomorrow, so. But I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. I'll be alright. Like, you know?
I don't understand where that confidence comes from. There's no reason for you to be alright. But I guess it's just a case of so long as I never go and find out the actual result, then I can just assume I'm fine and move on.
I have been drinking a lot of water today and it actually helped with the pee. Like the pee is feeling better. I think that could be cured with cranberry and lots of water. I think so. No, my sugar's not dangerously high. I read that dangerous is like 33.
You read? I've got no idea what I mean, I don't think you're safe with your blood sugar at all, but I don't know what 33 would do to you. Is 33 death? Somebody more informed than I, please put it down in the comments. But I don't think you should be reading up on that. I think you should be talking to the people currently treating you for high blood sugar. Remember that doctor you were thinking of calling tomorrow? That would be great, but then what are you going to tell her? Oh, I took my sugars after I ate 3 pieces of cake, 1 slathered in honey. And yeah, it was this number, but I've heard that's not coma level, so it's fine. And when she asks, okay, well, what have your numbers been over a period of time? Foodie's going to be like, I don't know. I was a little busy doing coke and other substances. And therefore, I haven't been keeping track of it. Okay, and how's your Ozempic going? Well, I've been having THC so that I can eat around it. Like, I can see why she doesn't want to have the conversation, but the idea of her coming in, well, I read that this is fine. Well, then why bother with the doctor at all? Clearly you know better.
Monica, $2 to wash your hands after sneezing on them.
Yeah, seriously, maybe try that.
I'm gonna wash them after I go.
Well, after you've spread it around the apartment. I'm so glad you're so considerate of Pete. Even if this isn't COVID, because it doesn't sound like COVID. But, you know, maybe don't get him sick. Maybe he doesn't deserve to have whatever problem you're currently having.
No, yeah, 33 is like coma, yeah.
Okay, so that's the benchmark. I'm not in a coma, you guys, so it's fine. Well, according to the website I read anyway.
I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay.
Keep telling yourself.
When am I gonna go to the ER and say, my blood sugar's high? I don't have any, I don't have any symptoms.
Why are you getting annoyed at chat like they're the one who brought that up? You're the one opening this conversation.
Like, it's usually that high, like, especially after I eat. What did you eat? 3 cheesecakes? Oh, well.
And some
You
bread.
shouldn't do that. That's not good for your sugar.
Okay.
I know.
Why are you getting irritated with them?
I'm gonna just, like, relax.
I think overall you're entirely too relaxed about too many things.
Figure out what I'm gonna do. Hopefully I'll have more energy next time. I'll hopefully be feeling better.
Stop getting high and maybe you can find out.
Bye guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay?
Okay, so here we are. We've finished that one. I don't understand how she's not more scared of her health. Is she just completely numb to it because she's had so many health scares that she's survived? It's not worth it. I think the longer she puts off speaking to anyone about what happened for that week, the longer she'll convince herself, well, I'm fine now, and she won't get anything checked, which has the potential to really come back to bite her later. Generally, when she says, I don't know what I'm going to do, I've got to figure out what I'm going to do, What she actually means is, I'm going to figure out the story I've got to tell, because I've got to find a way to make this sound like it wasn't exactly what it was. And there isn't a story that will do that, because if you're telling the truth, which is the only thing that's worth telling at a doctor's office, because they can't help you if you don't, then there's no story there. You just have to do it, you know? And I don't think she's going to. I think we're going to see her. She's going to say, oh, I spoke to my doctor and it's fine. Or she's going to, I don't think a doctor's going to say it's fine. I think she's going to say she spoke to a doctor. I don't think she's going to tell a doctor everything. It's a conversation she's working really hard to avoid. I think a small part of her, a very small part of her, knows that there are things she has to do in person, and she just avoid thinking about it with THC, avoid making the decision. She's looking for an out, an explanation that will make it seem better. And like I said, this is the shame. This is the stuff that she claimed to have in her in my last react, that she didn't. It's a completely different demeanor, because now it's a real person that she can't argue is just, a hater. Now it's a doctor. Now she's going to have to actually explain herself, and she doesn't want to do it. So we'll see how much damage she's willing to do to herself in the name of avoiding that conversation, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.